All right, let's talk BMF season 4, episode 2. As usual, this recap and review will have spoilers for the episode. So if you didn't watch it yet, go watch it, then come back and watch this video. For those who've seen it already or don't care, let's jump into it. We open up again to a flashback of Meech, Terry, and Loco in Mexico. It's really just a crazy, grotesque scene of Loco cutting up some meat. Of course, as always, we get Terry and Meech at odds over what to do with the meat. And the whole idea of Meech becoming like this possessed demon guy is still running. I was hoping they would continue with that theme. You know, there's a lot of influence and religious things and undertones in this show. So I'm glad they're still rolling with that. It seems like we're going with a battle of like one brother who's taken over by spirits and another brother who, still working that godly church path. It's very subtle and maybe I'm making too much of it. I don't know. What do y'all think about it? We did get a little bit more of B. Mickey in this episode and see where his life is. Of course, it's not great. He's having issues with his child and surgeries and money as we could have expected. I could say B. Mickey was one of my top 3 characters pre-snitch. After the snitch thing, not so much, but I am happy to see him back on screen. Wonderful actor. I think B. Mickey has a lot of story to tell, and I'm interested of where this is going to go. He got to get back into the fold, man. He got to get back in here. He got to get his money up, and that's really what he's doing in this episode. He's meeting up with a bunch of people, trying to get his name back out there. He meets with Meech and Terry's parents. He tries to go through the church, and that way, slip in, get good with the parents. You can get good with the sons. It's a good plan, B. Mickey, but we see what you're doing. Detective Brian is back, and love him or hate him, he's pretty much essential to the show at this point. This episode, we got to see what's going on with him during this time. He's still mourning the death of his son, or I should say more like he's still out for vengeance, being in the police department in Atlanta. I mean, this guy goes super hard that you would transfer there, but he credits Meech with the death of his son, so it's understandable. But man, is this guy doing the most. He even gets picked up by the Red Dogs and manages to make some friends with them. Friends he doesn't really need because these are guys who kind of color outside the lines, and he's a real color outside the lines guy. So I guess it is a match made in evil, crooked cop heaven, but at the same time, he's kind of annoying me, from a story standpoint. Markeisha, for some reason, is still trying to become this big drug queen and still harassing Terry with these crazy ideas of things that she wants to do. And Terry, he's kind of like butter in the hands of women. Of course, we know he's going to give in to her eventually, right? My man Charles just can't catch a break. His dreams of becoming a big music star are dashed once again when one of his bandmates gets sick. And his wife doesn't hesitate to tell him how much of a loser he is and bash him on that. I don't know what is going on with Charles in his music career. At this point, I just want him to get a win. I want him to get out there and get this money and just stop looking so sad and he's depressing to look at this point. I like the guy, I like the character, but man, is he just being run through the mud. There's so many guys in this show who just like can't catch a break. The big thing in this episode for me is Nicole's arrest. Like, oh, wait a minute. When did Nicole get this grown, first of all? She's like, has a boyfriend and everything. What is happening here? But also, she gets arrested in the car that Meech bought for her. Now we have a bit of a problem because Meech could be ruining her life and she has to deal with that. But I can say during her police interrogation, she stayed 10 toes down and she handled it like a G. I mean, why couldn't B. Mickey just be like this under pressure? She was able to run circles around her interrogator and basically give them nothing. I mean, she was pretty good at it. I don't know where she got this from, but she was interrogated when she was younger when she got that kid killed. I'm going to keep going back to that. It's just ridiculous. But Nicole is quickly becoming one of my favorite characters in this season. I mean, do I see a little Tariq St. Patrick situation going on in there? Like, I know this is based on a true story and we got all of this, but the story could go somewhere else. They could continue it. She could get a spinoff. I wouldn't hate that idea. But let's see where this goes a little bit first. Maybe I'm jumping the gun. Maybe it's too soon. Yeah, it's too soon, too soon, too soon. Hey, if you're checking this video out, please consider commenting, liking, and subscribing. If you like BMF, if you like recaps and things like that, you're definitely going to want to be subscribed because I got some amazing things coming, some exclusive interviews you're not going to want to miss. So hit the subscribe, man, so you don't miss it. Check me out. Hit it. All right, let's continue on. Another great scene in this episode was Officer Go Too Hard getting duped by Meech with his Red Dog friends and actually getting one of the officers shot and killed when they got tricked into thinking they were going to make this big drug bust in the airport hangar. And it didn't turn out that way. So kudos to Meech for being 2 steps ahead. Like, this is the type of writing and things that I really enjoy. I kind of seen it coming. I know we all kind of seen it coming. It's a little cliche, but it is a TV series, so they got to throw those little things in there. But I could see the more complex storylines going along from here. There was a scene here that just rubbed me a little bit the wrong way, and it's really just a personal thing. But B. Mickey got to speak to Terry about his situation and needing money, and Terry just offered him a bunch of money. And B. Mickey, I guess, in an attempt to try to be noble, turns it down and says he wants to work for it. I mean, if I really need money for something, especially like my child's surgery, and you're ready to give it to me for nothing, I'm gonna take the money. Who wants to work hard for some money? It's easy money. I would have took it. Like, I get it. You want to be in, but bro, I would have just took the money. Or I'd have took the money and still worked hard. I'd have worked it off later. Why not? Pay me up front. I'm fine with that. You know, I get it. Story wise, personal wise, I'll take the money. I'm just saying. Would y'all take the money? I want to know. Would you take the money if you were getting offered a hard sum of money for someone, then you didn't have to work for it? Would you choose and say, hey, I'm not going to be this guy. I'm going to be noble and I want to work for it? Or would you just take the money and handle your daughter's business? You can pay back later, right? New character alert. We have Birdie, who is a musician whose music gets played in a strip club of all places. And Meech kind of takes a liking to her. I think he should stop meeting people in strip clubs because that never really works out well for him, but it seems to be his #1 place to make friends. Good luck with that one, Meech. He falls right back into his usual things, messing with the strippers. He even gets to take some new drugs. Yeah, Meech is becoming a drug addict right before our eyes. I don't know why the show is treating Meech this season like some sort of weird, possessed, drug-infused psychotic demon, but his character is becoming really hard to like for me at this point. Hopefully they'll have some turnaround and redemption. I see the distance between him and Terry growing really far in the way that they do things and operate. It's going to come to a head eventually. Hopefully it'll reconcile, but we'll see where all of this goes. If you know the story of BMF in real life, they have heavy ties in the music business. So I was waiting a long time to see this play out on the show. I was hoping they would get to a lot of it because there's so many things in the music world that they could touch on. It opens up a whole wealth of things they could do with the rest of the season. So I'm excited to see that. But what did you guys think about this episode? Episode 2, was it good? Is it keeping you interested? Is it better than episode 1? Was it better than previous seasons? Which characters are you interested in their development or who you think is just not doing well this season? I know it's only episode 2. I'll be back for episode 3. Not only that, I'll have some great exclusive BMF related material for you guys. You're not going to want to miss it. Trust me. Like, subscribe. Like, it's going to be some amazing exclusive stuff. But all right, it's just Dale and I'm out of here for the day. See y'all next week.